David Icke and his Saturn-Moon matrix. Let's take David Icke as a prominent example, as he acts as a kind of gatekeeper to ensure that many people looking for solutions get the wrong idea of what occultism is, and which principles and forces play which roles in this fantastic work of God. I don't think he is deliberately spreading falsehoods, yet he is. His slander of Saturn is a clear example of this. So let's pause for a moment and see exactly what this is about. The Saturn-Moon matrix. David Icke is convinced Saturn plays a central role in a gigantic artificial control structure. He is convinced that Saturn's rings emit frequencies that determine our reality, or rather, that make us believe what reality looks like. According to David Icke, the Moon acts as an amplifier that directs these signals to Earth. The matrix, created by this interaction, is intended to manipulate our consciousness and keep us trapped in an illusion. However, this ominous matrix is not actually created by the planets working in the divine order, but solely by us humans, because matrix is a buzzword for culture. Nothing more and nothing less, even if Icke's story sounds more exciting. Because the simple truth, which of course points back to our responsibility, is that culture, i.e., the matrix, is created by us humans in the interplay between the constructive, stabilizing, and deconstructive forces among us. I will go into this in more detail in a moment. But Icke is now spreading the idea that Saturn is not a natural and God-given component, entity of creation, but was created by some malevolent rulers, archons. See above, outside our matrix, i.e., culture, and used to manipulate us. Anyone who studies astrology must realize that his theory is more than just wild. It is simply a story from the Pauline Garden. These twisted stories regularly follow from materialistic interpretations of spiritual content. Beings such as intelligences and gods become aliens, and so on and so forth. The devil is in the detail. Incidentally, I think the connections between Saturn and Satan that Icke assumes are quite correct, because Saturn, who, as we know, is the father of Veritas, Aletheia, the truth, stands, among other things, for the space-time fabric, i.e., reality, and Satan is the tester. And how does the researcher test the accuracy of a theory? Exactly, by reality. So it's a shoo-in if you don't confuse the devil, the liar, with Satan, the tester. Nice, isn't it? But by propagating such stories, which go completely against all logic and occult knowledge, David Icke becomes, consciously or unconsciously, a tool of lies. This is not an attack on him as a person, but an indication of how dangerous these mechanisms are, because such slander contributes to keeping the circus of lies going. They steer us away from the truth and into the drama that the devil so skillfully stages. The trick of the liar. His trick is always the same, attracting attention, staging drama, and distracting us from the truth. That is the real problem. Because while we are caught up in the stories of slander, we lose our connection to the order and truth that sustains our lives. So what if we pause and stop allowing ourselves to be taken in by these distractions? If we turn our gaze back to the truth, this is one of the greatest challenges we have to overcome.